ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनाक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। शं नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शं नो भवत्तर्यमा शं नो इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शं नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंशस्तनूभिः वैशेमदेवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृत्रस्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ददातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। Today is a special auspicious day on the occasion of Guru Purnima. We mainly observe the Guru Purnima as the birthday of Vyasdev. Why we do so? Vyasdev, he is the Brahmagga and the Rishi who has composed all the mantras of Vedas and have sacramented in the 4 parts of Vedas, as we called Rig, Sam, Joju and Atharva. Not only that, he is the composer of so many Puranas and the Vishnu Sahasranama and so many hymns are there. Why we have accepted him as our Guru? Because he only the person to show the right path of Hindu philosophy and himself is the orator of Uttar Mimamsa. Now we call it Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta. So he is one, only our Guru or Acharya to shows the path to the Hindu believers and who can walk through that way shows by him. He is the composer of Brahma Sutra, in another name, Vyasa Sutra. This is the higher thoughts of philosophy for the religion of Hindu. You may say it is the Sanatan, and where the Brahman is only the subject, where it is the ultimate reality for every human life. In the beginning, we have chanted the mantra Om Shahana Bhavatu and Sahano Bhunaktu Shaha Vijam Karavavahi. This hymn itself carries the meaning, may we protect us both, the teacher and the thought, together by revealing knowledge. May we protect us both. May we attain vigor together. Let what we study be invigorating. May we not civil at each other. In the beginning of the pair, Guru, the teacher, is praying to the Almighty that He gives that power by which we can protect ourselves. When we are going to receive the teachings of Brahman or any secular knowledge, and may we get the enlightened together by that knowledge, and what the ignorance we have may pass away, and we never be civil at each other at the time of receiving or giving the teachings each other. Now, the question is, who is Guru? What should be his qualification? Here itself it says, Gukarandhakarastu Rukarasturnivartakah Andhakara nivartva tu Gururitya vidhiyate. Gu means who remove the darkness, and Ru means it takes to the light. The Guru etymologically means a spiritual guide who removes the darkness and bring light. In Swami Vivekananda's sayings, who can be a guru? The person from whose soul was impulse comes is called the Guru, the teacher. And the person whose soul is impulse is conveyed is called Shishya, the students. The convey such an impulse to one soul in the first place, and the soul from which it proceeds must possess the power of transmitting it as it were to another. And in second place, Swamiji has taken this from Taittiriya Upanishad, where it says, Acharya Purva Rupam Ante Vasustha Rupam Vidya Sandhi Pravachanam Sandhanam. Acharya is the first one, and Shishya is the second Rupa, or from the Acharya, that teachings, that power, that knowledge, it carries to the Shishya. He is the second one. And Vidya, the knowledge, that is Sandhi, that it from the gurus it comes to the Shishya, by students. And then Swamiji told, Guru also should have that power to remove the darkness of the Shishya or students, and students also as well should have that power to receive Asya Vakta Kushalasya Labdha. The true teacher of religion has to be a wonderful capabilities, and clever shall his hearer be. Both should be equally fit for giving or receiving the knowledge. It is not only now it is having the system, but it is followed thousands years back when we had the system of brahmacharya, grahastha, vanpastha and sannyas, ashramas. At the beginning of the life as a childhood, the boys used to go to a guru. He used to stay there itself in the ashrama and has to receive the knowledge of Vedas, Puranas, and all the other secular knowledge also, and used to come back after the age of 25 or so, getting the knowledge of all Vedas, all the Shastras. At that time itself, the Guru or Acharya giving all the knowledge of Upanishads, at the end, he used to say, as it's having in Taittiriya Upanishad, Veda manuchyacharyante vasino manushasti satyam vada dharmam chara sadhayanma pramadah आचार्याय प्रियं ननमारित्त प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवत्स्यसि सत्तन्न प्रमतितव्यं धर्मान्न प्रमतितव्यं कुशलान्न प्रमतितव्यं भूतैन प्रमतितव्यं श्राद्धाय प्रवचनाभ्यां न प्रमतितव्यं. What it says? At the end of the Shiksha, when the disciple or the students is going back to home, what he should do, avoid by. There is so many disciplines as a grihastha you have to do. You have to carry away all the teachings or all the disciplines as you have learned from the Guru. It is the vows that you have to abide. Always you must say, remain in truthfulness and virtue, and you should not be away from the studies of the scriptures or whatever you have learned. By that, for the well-being of the Acharya or the Gurus, you have to, in the social life, and you have to earn, you have to make or prepare Shishya or the disciples, as well you have what you have learned from your Guru. Means you have to carry the lineage, what you have got from the Guru. you have to give another one. And you should not away from the religion or religious life, and always you have to think for others, for their well-beings or goodness. This was the teachings given by the Guru to his disciple when they used to leave their ashrama and used to come back to home. So this is the tradition. It is coming from the Guru to the students or disciple, and then again to his disciples. All this Vidya, what we are now calling the Upanishads or Vedas, that is, we call it Shruti. Why? The Gurus used to give the lessons to his disciples. He used to listen and used to memorize and used to give again to his disciples. By this way, used to carry the sayings or lessons to another, one to another. There are four types of gurus or Acharya, who's called Adhyapaka, Acharya, Pandita, and Guru. Adhyapaka, it derives from the root of Adi, is the prefix, and has the sense in social way. Adhyapaka is one who reminds his student in a special way, convincingly about all aspects of the subject taught. The other explanation is that the Adhyapaka reminds the students about the inner divinity in man. Acharya, he is one who collects the information from various sources and established his students in tradition, himself following strictly the code of conduct prescribed by him. The Guru, already we have told, etymologically means a spiritual guide who removes the darkness and bring light. As Swamiji told, what would be the qualification of a guru? In the case of secular study, the guru's character is not differ at much, but for the spiritual life, who convey the spiritual power, it mostly depend his character, life, and what he observed himself. Swamiji told, when the sun rises, we instinctively become aware of the fact, and when a teacher of man comes to help us, the soul will instinctively know that truth has already begun to shine upon it. Truth stands on its own evidence. It does not require any other testimony to prove it. true or it is self effulgent. It penetrates into the innermost corner of our nature, and it is presence the whole universe stands up and says, "This is truth." The true teacher, whose wisdom and truth shine like the light of the sun and are the very greatest the world has known, and they are worshipped as God by the major portion of mankind. So, in need not to established that he having the power or knowledge to give his disciples. Disciples will come when it blooms in his heart. As Swamiji has given the example of sun, not to take any torch to seize the sun. Sun having the effulgent, self-effulgent, by which anyone can see automatically. And then Swamiji told the conditions necessary for the thought are purity, a real thirst after knowledge. Guru should have the real thirst after knowledge, and the preservations. No impure soul can be a real religious. Purity is thought, speech, and act is absolutely necessary for anyone to be religious as to the thirst after knowledge. It is an old law that we all get whatever we want. It is true. If we are the pure soul, pure thought, and pure in speech, so whatever you want, will acquire. Swamiji told, there must be a continuous struggle, a constant fight, an unremitting grappling with our lower nature till the higher one is actually failed and the victory is achieved. It is not a question of 1 or 2 days, of years, or of lives. The struggle may have gone on for hundred of lifetime. The success sometimes may come immediately, but we must be ready to wait patiently, even for what may look like an infinite length of time. The students who set out with such a spirit of preservation will surely find success and realization at last. So students have the patience and the must have practice and perseverance, and with the truthfulness, purity in mind and work and speech. He may acquire the knowledge of Brahman or knowledge of whatever he likes, as if he wants for the secular knowledge itself. Swamiji says, in regard to the teacher, we must see that he knows the spirit of scriptures. who is a teacher or guru, he should have the knowledge of scriptures, spirit of scriptures. That means what the scripture says, he must have he should know the spirit of that scriptures. So many are there who knows many shastras, but many scriptures, but he does not have the realization of that. He could not have the power to be a guru. According to Swamiji's, the real teacher who dwells too much in word and allows the mind to be carried away by the force of words loses the spirit. He could not be the real teacher. It is the knowledge of the spirit of the scripture alone that constitutes the true religious teacher. In Vivek Chudamani, it says, Bak Vaikhari Saptajari Shastra Vyakhana Kaushalam Vaidusang Vidusang Tadvat Guptaye Natu Muktaye. He could have the knowledge of so many scriptures. It takes or it makes him pleasure, but it can't take him as to realization. Then Swamiji told the second condition necessary in the teacher is sinlessness. The question is often asked, why should we look into the teacher's character and personality of? We have only to judge of what he says and take that up. Swamiji told, this is not right. If a man wants to teach me something of dynamics or chemistry or any other physical science, he may be anything he likes, because that the physical science requires is merely an intellectual equipment. But in the spiritual science, it is impossible from first to last that there can be any spiritual light in the soul that is impure. What religion can an impure man teach? It is not possible to teach for a person who is impure to teach religious teachings, because they are having the question of transmission. The teacher transmits the power what he has within to his disciples. So he should be pure in heart, pure in soul, and sinless. And Swamiji is told the third condition is in regard to the motive. This teacher must not teach with any ulterior selfish motive for money, name, or fame. This work must be simply out of love, out of pure love for mankind at large. The only medium through which spiritual force can be transmitted is love. Any selfish motive, such as the desire for gain or for name, will immediately destroy this conveying medium. God is love, and only he who has known God as love can be teacher of godliness and God to men. So clearly, Swamiji has conveyed his message that Guru should not have any desire for name or fame or any kind of return in money or so. Only the out of love, out of compassion, he will give or he will convey the power, that knowledge to his disciple. It is only the spirit by which, or it is only the power or light by which it lighted it light the lamp one to another. If teacher is not burning or enlightened, how we will enlighten to other? So Guru should have that power within himself by which he can transmit that power to the disciple or the Shishya or the student. So, in this regard, it is our special or sincere obligations to all the gurus or acharyas and we may seek their blessings on this special occasion of Guru Purnima. By their blessings, by their grace, obviously you will be enlightened in this very life, and we will have that knowledge within our heart, and we will be free forever. My prayer to Thakur Ma Swamiji and our Gurus, those are showing the path by which we can obviously reach to our goal. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. जय श्री गुरु महाराज जी की जय, जय महामाई की जय, जय स्वामी जी महाराज जी की जय। जय गंगा माई की जय।